Good night. They told me I have work in Thailand, high salary. But in Thailand, they take my passport. I knew I am trapped. They smuggled me over the border to Myanmar in a van, then through a building window, then a boat. They gave me materials about love scams. In their script, I live in Brooklyn. I have 3 properties. I have my own business. The story can change, but I'm always rich.
I look like a bag of money I'm on. They wanna know what I'm on. Got diamonds dancing on my neck. That is the vibe I'm on.
You are supposed to trick the client into investing in crypto, but it's a scam.
So let's begin at the gate. This used to be the prostitution den, sex trafficking den. So this room used to be the aquarium. Aquarium means just like an aquarium. You've got fish, right? But instead of fish, you've got women to choose from. This is what a typical scam farm looks like. Look at how huge the entire place is.
This is only one example of many here in the Philippines. And if you go beyond within Southeast Asia, you have more and more of these compounds in different countries. Maybe they look differently, there are different people working there, but in the end, the way of working is similar.
When I saw the scam farm in the Philippines, I thought this looks the same. Same table, same chairs, same place to eat and same computers, same building. Everything is the same. Even the same punishment if you miss your quota.
So, this was the torture room. As you can see, there's the handcuffs. There's still some dry blood all over the walls. Right? They had tasers and they had fake guns. So, if you're an ordinary worker, how would you be able to distinguish between a real gun and a fake gun? And they'd use this to threaten you. Right?
Kasi nga po, wala po akong pera na maipadala dahil nga po nag-usap kami ng aking kapatid na walang ipoproduce.
So this is the entertainment center. This is the biggest room in the entire entertainment center. So this is a huge space. This is 3 times bigger than the ordinary size of a condominium unit here in Metro Manila. This is karaoke room. Well, all of these are karaoke rooms. It's a gambling room too. It's all here. They told me at any good month, 1 billion pesos worth of scammed money a week. Only the managers did well here. The ordinary workers, it's pauper's wages.
At the very back are the dormitories where people that work here live on a daily basis, where they take their food, where they sleep at night. Just in front of that, there's an administrative building which houses the administrative operations of the compound. But then in between there's one building that actually housed the gambling operation that was actually registered with the government. And this is the part that was known about previously that existed in this place. And that's also the part that was inspected by the regulator. But what's not visible to that regulator, at least on paper, are the buildings that are in between, housing a range of computers and workstations. Separate from that, you have houses like the one that I'm standing in here, where the people that control this compound, bosses as they call them, live with their families and where they relax by the pool. And it's really based on the suffering of people in buildings, that are just less than 100 meters to the back of this. And if you compare this to the luxury that's on display here with the dormitories that we've seen there, which are very basic and where we know that people went through them, being tortured there, experienced extreme violence there, it really tells you something about the depravity of these places.
They give me pictures of what I eat each day so I know what to tell the client. Of course, I never ate that food. The model is always shopping, but I could not even go outside.
Scam centers are actually a convergence of crimes, and it starts from the fact that some local authorities, even national authorities, are involved in issuing permits to the scam centers, and then eventually it revolves in cyber crimes because a lot of these people are in fact recruited via the internet, via social media, and then it becomes a little bit more difficult because it becomes modern slavery because you have a human trafficking element to it.
I felt bad to scam people. It's not who I am. So if the client likes me, I stop texting and I warn him. When my manager asks me what happened, I say the rich client blocked me. I missed the quota, so they beat me so hard.
It becomes torture because if that person wants to leave the scam center, what they do is that they actually force people to pay them in ransom money, which they don't have because these poor people are in fact very poor people. They can't afford to pay ransom and then they get tortured.
They told me it would cost $7,000 ransom for me to leave. My family didn't have that money. So they said, if you can't pay, you will die here. I said, kill me then.
We heard from Susan, who had been rescued from one of these places. $7,000 was the amount that her life was valued with. And if you compare that to one of the bottles of alcohol that's on display in the living room downstairs, it really tells you how little a life is worth in a place like this.
How can people be so bad? How can people do that to other human beings? The opulence of those who are operating it versus the difficulty of the life that a lot of those scam center victims are suffering provides such a contrast. You realize that the lives of other people matter so much less than the others.
I know it was not worth anything to them. I just prayed and prayed while they beat me. Then they let me go. I'm really angry, but on the other side, I want to forget everything. When I got to the Philippines, I almost kissed the floor. I'm here, thank you, Lord.
We need to address this problem as a region. We need to put our heads together because Myanmar can do it alone, Thailand can do it alone, the Philippines for sure can't do it alone. We have to come to a table, we have to talk because the problem is regional. So the solution has to be regional as well.
That's where UNODC comes in, to work with the countries, to bring them around the table, involve all the countries that need to be part of a solution. Going forward with artificial intelligence, you don't need anybody. You just need a well-programmed application to do it for you. And that's where the real threat for the future lies. The more countries work together to share expertise, share information, and the more countries in the region also receive support by countries elsewhere in the world and by organizations like UNODC, the better they can be prepared to address this issue.
They don't care about human beings. They care about money. And that's the scam.
We shouldn't forget the suffering of other people. All the stuff that we do needs to contribute to making sure that there is less misery for others. So whether you're in the UN or you're a community worker or you're just somebody's friend or a parent, for example, there's always something that needs to be done. People need to be listened to. And people need to know that when they reach out, other people will come to them to help them.